welcome back to my channel. My name is Dalia. If this is the first time that you're joining us, thank you for joining us. Today the topic is, if you have seen the thumbnail, you know that it's about my breast reduction that I had over a year ago. If you are interested in finding out about breast reductions in Namibia, in Africa, how much it costs, the whole procedure, and my personal experience, please do stay tuned. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I have a couple of notes just so that I can remember what I need to share with you guys and leave nothing out, so that I can be as helpful as possible for the people aspiring to get a breast reduction. So first, I'm going to cover a few topics: the whys, the hows, the how much, and the results. The first thing I will cover is the pros and cons of having a breast reduction, or why you might want to consider having a breast reduction. Number one is, as we all know, a lot of people with large breasts have a struggle with back pains, neck pains, and overall their body posture. So breast reduction has a very good percentage where it can eliminate, guarantee, your back pain and issues of such a nature if you have those. Also, if you have big breasts, you know that to buy a quality bra is very, very expensive. I used to buy my bras for no less than 500, 7, 8, it would go up. I was never able to buy a bra or a brochure for less than that 500. As I said, there's never a time where I could buy something for 200 or 100, and if I did get something for 200, it wasn't very good, it was ill fitting and it wasn't as supportive as I needed it to be. So if you do have this reduction, you can rest assured you can buy bras from Mr. Price, because I could never buy bras from Mr. Price, but now you can actually buy them from Mr. Price because your breasts don't need that much support. They support themselves more or less, and so you don't have to cough up all these bucks just to have a proper supporting ratio. Okay, if you also have big breasts, you know that you cannot wear a t-shirt without a bra. It's a mess, especially during the summer. It's hot, your breasts are sweaty, the boobs are going all over the place. They are not tamed, especially really the natural big busts. They are not sitting and looking at you. They are swinging around and looking at whatever else is going on down there. So one of the benefits of having a breast reduction is that you can run out of the house with just a t-shirt on and nobody will be the wiser, and that is just something that is unheard of. For me personally, was unheard of, and those are the little things that I wish I could be able to do that I wasn't able to do back in the day. Also, strapless bras and tops. This excuse me, this top that I'm wearing is strapless, as you can see. It's just this elastic top. There's no other extra support needed. The top is doing justice. It doesn't need to support the breast that much because it's not so large and so heavy anymore as it had been in the past. Also I had an issue of bras digging into my shoulders. I had this brown marks over here, and there's a little bit of a dent still that I can feel, because it was over the course of years that I've been wearing bras and trying to have them hold up the girls, support, and then it would dig into my shoulders no matter really what I did, and it brought me a lot of pain and discomfort. At some point I just got used to it, but I always had in the back of my mind that dream of wanting to get a breast reduction to eliminate all these kinds of unnecessary little issues. Life is hard enough as it is, so you don't need extra things to complicate life. It's not necessary. Also, having big breasts, it gives you this matronly look, especially if you're a young girl, you have no children, I was always, or a lot of the times, I was approached by older men who, just by the look of my chest, felt like I was this mature woman. And this started from when I was a teenager, really. I was just barely, starting out life. I'm a teenager. I haven't even had a boyfriend or anything, and I'm getting approached by grown ass men. Excuse my French, but really, it played with my self-confidence. It made me want to hide. It made me want to, just cover them up as much as I possibly could, just to distract people from my chest and to make them not think that I'm all of a sudden mature just because I have a mature looking chest. So it gives you a more youthful appearance. You look more of age. So if the breasts are smaller, it just takes too much attention away from them. It sometimes big breasts, you unfortunately end up getting sexualized a lot, and when they're smaller, it really does reduce drastically. So also a breast reduction, I am one of them, is a dream come true for a big chested person. I really still see myself as a girl with big breasts. I don't know why. I guess it was just a mental thing, and I've just adapted. I don't know. I haven't yet adapted to my new way of life, because I've only had this breast reduction done last year in June or July, if I'm not mistaken, and I haven't really gotten a chance to feel like I have smaller breasts, although I do feel the benefits, and it's really good. It's really great. It's a huge relief. Yeah, so those are all the pros of getting a breast reduction. Okay, so I've covered the pros of getting a breast reduction. The cons of getting a breast reduction include it's somewhat of an expensive procedure, so unfortunately not everyone can afford to get a breast reduction. Also, I thought, with big breasts, there was always this boob sweat and stuff like that I thought, like, the moment I get a breast reduction, I'm sure slender or small chested people don't have this issue of breast sweat. It seems like it continues on. Yeah, no, it's not actually a big busted story. It's just you're hot, your body sweats, and under the boobs is no exception. So that's one of the things I thought would be gone, but it's actually not. But it's not such a huge issue, There's still many more pros than cons. So yeah, after the procedure, your boobs feel numb and your nipples feel numb, and you may lose sensation in your nipples. Like, you could be touching them, and if you are being intimate with your partner, the sensation for the nipple is gone. And sometimes in some people and in some cases it never returns, but in some cases your sensation in your nipples does get better with time. For me personally, in the beginning, yes, I lost sensation in my nipples, but now I got my sensation in my nipples back, but it's extremely painful. It's extremely sensitive. It's way more sensitive than before I had the surgery, I can tell you that. And yeah, I'm a little scared for future breastfeedings that I have to do, because my nipples are super sensitive, and it just makes me like aggressive when somebody plays on them. Like my daughter, she breastfed for 2 years, before I had a surgery, of course. And well, she loves my boobs. Even if she finds me now and the nipple is out or whatever, she wants to play suck on it. But it's so painful that it makes me a little aggressive, because it's painful. So I hope that it's not going to be that painful when the baby comes and the baby gets here and the baby has to suck on them. I hope. But if it happens to be the case, I do hope that I have the strength to push through and just to manage the pain. I do hope I can manage the pain. Okay. Yeah, so also one of the other concerns when you do have a breast reduction, there is a 50% chance that you may be able to breastfeed after giving birth. And there's also a 50% chance that you might never be able to breastfeed again. I had to take this risk because I really had severe back pain. My breasts were debilitating at some point. Like, it was just like sort of taking all energy of my life. Like, it was like in the center of my life. It was such a difficult thing to process, or it just felt like everywhere I go, everything I do, my breasts are affecting my life, you know. So I had that, you still want to have children, there's a possibility you might not be able to breastfeed, and I took that risk knowing that risk that is there. But I'm really hopeful that I will be able to breastfeed my baby when she comes, and I'm really hopeful that everything will work out just fine. I really do believe that my breast will work. Also, because I have a cousin who also had a breast reduction, because big breasts run in our family, and her breast worked out when she gave birth. So I'm hopeful. I really hope my breast works and I can breastfeed my child, because it's really something that I want to do, and I want to give that to all my children, you know. In the event that it doesn't happen that way, I mean, we will deal with it accordingly, but the hope is really for the boobs to work. And it's not that long. We are expecting Baba. Baba is going to be here any day now. And so, but also one thing that sort of reassures me about being able to breastfeed is the fact that I felt my breast, you know, like the mammary glands, I guess they remember what they're supposed to do. And I had those sensations, like, you know, and I don't know if you can see, I have a lot of veins going through here. It just makes me feel like my boobs are working and they're working towards making milk. Yeah, that's the feeling. So I will let you know, of course, how it goes. Hopefully I'm giving you good news. Alright, we have another con of getting a breast reduction is that there are scars. Now I had this anchor, I'm just gonna illustrate with my finger. I had an anchor cut which is around the nipple and then down and then underneath the breast. So, but what I can tell you is on my boob itself, you can barely see any scars. I cannot really, it looks like there's nothing going on there. I had a really good surgeon maybe, or yeah, probably I had a very good surgeon and probably I healed good. So my skin cooperated. So on my breast itself, I don't have scarring to indicate that I have a breast reduction. But underneath my breast, there's still that scar that you can see. And the only other scar that I do have that's very visible, I don't know, I'm going to take a close-up video for you guys just to show you. Actually, I have scars under my arms over here and over here. I'm going to show you guys that in a separate video and just attach it to this video. But there are some armpit scars that they can be a little bit obvious and in your face. But if I consider big breasts or scars, I'm gonna go for scars any day, because it's just such a relief and it's just so much more, it's just nicer to have a smaller chest. And by the way, my chest doesn't look that small if you look at it right now, because I am pregnant, I've gained some weight, and I'm telling you that these girls are working towards making milk, because my boobs definitely grew from when I had the surgeries. They've grown. So yeah, this is why I also feel like I'm definitely going to be able to breastfeed. because they've grown and they're not as small as they were, and they're just like normal breasts. In the beginning, when you get the surgery or when you're done, like a couple of months afterwards, your breasts are extremely hard and extremely plastic looking, not so like a normal breast. But now after a while it falls, and then it falls like a normal breast. It has some type of weight to it. It reacts to gravity. That's when the breast is now healed and now it's in its normal state. So yeah, I really have no complaints. Also, another con that involves breast reductions is the risk of infections. So after surgery, you may be at risk for getting some infections, which can be very bad if it's detected late or if it's not taken care of soon enough. But there's a very small percentage of people who actually get that breast infection, and it usually can be cured and it usually can be fixed without it being a detrimental situation. So there is a little risk of potentially getting infections after surgery, but I would say it's the same as any other surgery. The possibility of infection is the same basically for breast reductions as well. It is in there, but it's not shown to be, or studies haven't found it to be something that should be of concern that much, because usually people go in, they go out, they have their people are usually just not happy with probably the size and the scarring and this and that, but most of them don't get an infection. So if I were you and I wanted to have a breast reduction, I wouldn't be afraid of really the infection part. You should just be positive, take care of yourself, take care of your wounds, and take it easy for a couple of days after the surgery. Actually, 2 weeks after the surgery, you're good to go back to work. You can, you shouldn't put strain on your chest, but you heal that fast, really. Not completely, but you're able to function again, just normally, And then, but it does take up to 6 months to a year to properly heal, is what they say. For everything to heal. Also, I did mention that my breasts are numb on the scarring areas. The areas, if I did not mention it, I'm mentioning it now. There is a numb feeling, not just on my nipples, but on the scarring, like on the sides of my breast. It's like, I feel like it's still a little numb. Like if I have an itch on the side of my breast, I can't really scratch it because I'm not really, it's numb there, but you can feel there's a little itch, but you don't get the satisfaction from scratching that itch. Instead, it feels like you might do some damage. So yeah, under here, it's been a year and probably 6 months now. And I still feel like it's numb on the sides, like where the scars are, it's still numb. But it's not a train smash really. It's just a little weird feeling that it's numb there, and if you touch there or scratch there, you don't feel it that much, but you do feel it in a way, but not like normal. Of course it's not normal, you just had your whole chest butchered, so it's not normal. But yeah, that's the cons that I can let you know about in case you are considering having a breast reduction. Okay, so let's just have a little recap of why you should have a breast reduction if that's what you really want. It alleviates back pain. Breast can sometimes negatively affect your normal daily life and your mental health, and that will be helped by getting a breast reduction. If you want a breast reduction, it's your body and it's your life and it's your decision. I don't see that you need to have this great explanation as to why you want a breast reduction. Do it for yourself. If it's only a case of I want to have a breast reduction, do it for yourself. You have probably obviously your reasons, so don't feel like you need to explain to people, or like you have to have this severe back pains and stuff. The only thing with the back pains is if you want a breast reduction just to have a breast reduction because you feel your breasts are too large or too big, the medical aid might not fund you if it's just a cosmetic surgery. That's the only difference. But then if you can afford it, why not do it by yourself? Okay. Also, as I said, when you have large breasts, especially when your body is large as well, sort of, it gives you this matronly look, like that of a mother. And a lot of young ladies feel like they look that way, and it's really not befitting because they're not at that place in their life where they are mothers. So they don't want to have to look like a mother, you know. And so if you want to do it for a youthful appearance, by all means, do what makes you happy. Also, one of the other things they will ask you when you go for the breast reduction is whether you have children or not, because your breast might still be developing, especially if you're in your early 20s, and so your breast might still be developing. So the doctor might want to, find out if your breast has reached their maximum growth. Like, have you been at your heaviest weight, which you might not know because you might get heavier in future. But if you at least had a baby, and with that, when your breasts get full of milk, and when it becomes large, really as large as it's gonna get, then that's a good indication to the doctor that this is really the size where you're going to stay. You're not going to get bigger, because if you're going to get bigger, how long will it be, and will it then be worth it to have the breast reduction? So those factors would have to be considered by your doctor. And yeah, you can have a breast reduction simply because you want it and because you can afford it. It's totally up to you. Steps to applying to get a breast reduction in Namibia. All the steps that I went through to get a breast reduction. Number 1, talk to your doctor about getting a breast reduction. I had given birth like years ago, and when I came around to my 2-year mark of breastfeeding, I told my doctor, I'm now done, I'm tired, I really want a breast reduction. It was a matter of me talking to my doctor, and then my doctor had sorted out the paperwork. He actually contacted the surgeon, and then I had to go see the surgeon from there, and go for the next step. So the doctor recommended me to the surgeon, although I knew the surgeon before. I had gone to them when I was in university, still in my early 20s, and unfortunately or fortunately, they sent me away with regard to I don't have children, I'm not at my highest body weight, and they just didn't recommend that time that I needed really a breast reduction. It was manageable basically. But this time around when I went, luckily the doctor saw my plea, and really my breasts were large, and she really saw that it was not just for cosmetic purposes, and it wasn't because of other reasons other than it will really make a difference in my life and really improve my health, my back pain, and my overall living standard. Okay, so number 3. There will be a number 3 that you will have an appointment with the surgeon. The doctor will help you, or they will give you the information for you to make an appointment yourself with the surgeon. Number 4, the surgeon will give you will inspect your breasts and then give you the recommendation that they feel like you actually need it, or they think that you should come back in a couple of years, or so you just tell them, I have this back pain issue, I have this, my breasts are really large, and all the reasons that you want to bring to the surgeon as to why you need the breast reduction. They will listen to you and give their own recommendation. Like, they can clearly see this woman has large breasts, it can't be comfortable carrying that on your chest, and then they recommend you for surgery. So if you want to go through the medical aid route, you have to have your surgeon's approval and recommendation. Number 5, the surgeon's office will get back to you within a week or 2 weeks. They said they took longer for me, but they will get back to you to tell you that because now they recommend you, then they send you to the medical board. Then the medical board has to review whether you really need a breast reduction or not. And once they agree that yes, it's necessary, then the surgeon will get back to you. Yes, your medical aid has agreed. So now let's make a date and let's discuss payments. Yeah, so number 6, upon approval, you will be scheduled for surgery. You are now going to decide when your surgery can be, because you will know when you have the money, and there is a lump sum involved. Okay, so you will schedule for when you are able to get your monies together so that you can be able to pay the surgeon, because you will have to pay the surgeon, the anesthesiologist, the hospital, and I don't know if there's something that I've left out, but if you see me looking down, I'm actually going through my notes just to give you the correct amounts. Okay, if you're expecting money and you don't have money at that time, you have to reschedule for when you do have money, because obviously nothing can proceed without the cash, without your payments. Okay, so the amount for the surgeon was $18,000, 18,000 Namibian dollars. Okay, it was more or less 18,000 Namibian dollars. It was 17,000 some change, 882 or something like that. So I've just rounded it off. It is 18,000 that you need to just budget for. That's just for the surgeon. And then there is a $2,000 that you will pay at the hospital, depending on which hospital the surgery is done. My surgery was done at Rhino Park. So if you're going to Rhino Park, or if that's where your surgeon recommends that you go, you will pay an additional $2,000 upon admission. And then you will pay about $8,000 to your anesthesiologist. The anesthesiologist and the surgeon work together. My surgeon had her own preferred anesthesiologist, so I couldn't just use anybody, because they work together and this is how they operate. Because I want this specific surgeon, then I'm going to have to use her anesthesiologist, which I did use, and I paid $8,000 for that. So if I'm going to give you a rough estimate of how much the surgery overall has cost me, it was about 28,000 Namibian dollars. So the surgery, the whole breast reduction surgery, was 28,000 Namibian dollars. Okay, so number 7 of my points is medical aid is said to be responsible for repaying you this money that you spent. But what they don't tell you is that the medical aid will pay you what they deem your surgery is worth. So for example, my surgeon was 18,000 herself, right? But the medical aid deemed her service of surgery to me only worth 5,000. So in fact, I paid 18 to her, but the medical aid refunded me 5,000, because that's how on their scale that surgery for breast reduction is supposed to cost. So this is now the doctor works as an independent person, so she feels her surgeries are worth 18,000, and then the government feels like no, it's 5,000. So between the two of them, you will get refunded only 5,000. Okay, that's for the surgeon. The anesthesiologist only paid me back from the 8,000 that I paid them through claiming it back to the government. The government actually gave me back the medical aid, should I say. The medical aid paid me back 2,200 from my 8,000, which was again less. And then obviously my hospital was not refunded. There was a flat 2,000 that I had to pay. Number 8. Just to give you an idea of why the medical aid, probably the doctor's service is the doctors renders their service, they know what they feel their service is worth. I said that before. And so the government has an estimate of what these types of surgeries should cost, so they pay you based on that. So I don't think it's necessary to dispute it. I'm just letting you be aware that when you go for this, remember that you will not get fully refunded. But it's nice to have that little refund, although, you know, the whole thing, just be grateful, I guess. Let me say, be grateful that your surgery has been done, has been completed, was a success. And yeah, you get way less of a refund, but I would say it's so worth it. I would do it again, really, honestly. I don't mind the money because the benefits to me and just everything surrounding the breast reduction was good for me, and it's it was good for me, and it's a benefit to my life. You know, it really just did me good. Yeah. So number 9, I've wanted a breast reduction since I was literally a teenager, right? And so I had only been able to get it last year when I was, how old am I now? I'm 34, 33. Yeah. I was 32 because I was still turning 33. Yeah. So when I was 32, so say for now all these years of my life, when I was 32 is the time that I actually could get my breast reduction. Finally, after all the years, I could do it. And it was really for me a dream come true, and just one of those things that I've always had on my wish list or New Year's resolution, or you know, for the girls out there with the big chest, it can be like taunting every day. It's something that weighs on me, literally, because it was a weight on my chest, and I've always just felt like I want this weight removed. I feel like it can be done safely. I don't see why I should be carrying this weight on my chest while there's so many other problems that we have in life. Now I must come add heavy breasts to the equation. It's really not worth it. And so for me, it was a dream come true to be able to get the surgery. And if you really want it, I would say go for it. The regrets are little to none. I mean, I literally have none. But I know some other people might have some regrets regarding breast reduction surgery. But my personal experience is that it was a great decision, and it was a blessing to my life. Yeah, so number 10, just know if you really want the surgery that you should get the surgery. Everything in life has risks, so of course the surgery has risks too. You know, I can't guarantee you everything will run smoothly, and you know, it's just a matter of, you know, having your faith and praying about it, and just being hopeful for, you know, for success, you know, because I mean, my husband and my daughter dropped me off in the Rhino Park. I had to kiss her, and I just, you know, I looked at her like, I'm going into the surgery, but it's to give you a better mom. It's to give you a happier mom, you know. And it was a little difficult and a little, you know, you have some thoughts like, what if, you know. But at the end of the day, I went there, and I had faith, and I believed that my intentions were noble. Like, if I just want a better quality life, it's not like I want to, you know, want it for cosmetics purposes, you know. And I just want a good quality life. I want to be able to pick her up. I want to be able to bake biscuits the whole day without having this back pain because of my large breasts. I don't want to be in constant pain for when it can be solved, when there is a solution out there. So every surgery has its risks, but my opinion, go for it if that's what you really want to do. Okay, so also a side note, my intentions for the breast reduction was not for cosmetic purposes, but it came along with the package. So now I get to have a cute chest, I get to wear cute clothes, I get to wear my swimming costumes, my bikinis and whatnot, just comfortably, without having to strap up this and strap up that. So even though your reasons can be for medical reasons, there is still good benefits, that you get to enjoy what it's like to have breasts that are not dragging you down to the ground. It's fun. It's just a weight off your chest. It's really a weight off your chest, and I would really just recommend it to anyone who wants to do it. Go ahead and do it. I'm sure you can save up that 28,000 really by the way that you consider the clothes that you buy, the restaurants you go to, the lavish life that you live. If you put away 1,000 every month or 1,005, depending on your circumstances, if you're if you're good with your money and you are good at budgeting and stuff, you can do so. While other people, they just have a good salary, they can just use from their salary. Or there's many ways to come about the money. If it's really what you want, you will get the money to get the breast reduction. It's not out of this world. It's not like if it were 70,000 there around, going up to the hundreds. Yeah, I would be like, it's a little bit steep, But 28, really, I feel like it's really manageable. You can get that money together, and then the benefits are so much more worth it than anything. So yeah, I actually wanted to cover this breast reduction of mine because I want to let you guys know at the end of the day if I'm able to breastfeed. And this is also, I haven't seen anyone in Namibia really talk about their breast reductions, and I know so many people that have done it, and I personally wanted to know, how do I go about this, where do I go? But when you ask people those types of questions, it's like you're sort of invading in their privacy. They're not so open to talk about it, and they sort of act like they never had a reduction. They just act like it's normal. It was just this is how I've always been. For me personally, my large breast impacted my life a lot, and having this reduction impacted my life a lot. And I think that I can help somebody else who really has so many questions about getting a breast reduction in Namibia, getting it through medical aid or not through medical aid, because if you can get the surgeon, if you have the money, you can just get the proper surgeon. And my surgeon, she's well known, Dr. Kruger. She's really a well-known surgeon, but not for plastic surgery, for like reconstructive surgery mostly. For the children born with the cleft lip, what do you call it? This hole in their mouth, and then she would like fix them. She was more like, she's not so much about plastic surgery, about the beauty part aspect of it. She was more like a wholesome surgeon to want to help people and to improve lives, So when I went to her, initially also I thought years ago I could just pay you, but she didn't want to work with me just as myself. She wanted to work with me through medical aid. So I don't know if this is still the situation, if she still just wants to work through people with medical aid, or if she's okay with taking the cash. But I'm sure, if you have a good conversation with her, if you guys come to an agreement, I'm sure that she will be able to help, although her intentions, I think, are really to help and not just for the sake of beautifying people and stuff like that. And if you want to beautify yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying the specific surgeon I used seems not to be on the page for cosmetic purposes. But there are many other surgeons. There's also a surgeon from South Africa that comes into Namibia every couple of months, does breast reductions and such. Guys, find out about it. It's very much possible. You don't have to go your whole life with breasts that you don't like, that you don't want, that is weighing on your life. You don't have to sit and suffer in silence. It's not necessary. Have the breast reduction if that's what you want. Really do. It's possible. I'm sitting here living proof. I will see how much I can actually capture for you guys, just to give you a glimpse of my scarring and stuff. And I'm gonna try and keep it, that it's not too revealing. But yeah, I hope I covered most of your questions, or all of your questions. If there's any question you want to ask me regarding my breast reduction, or anything that you think that I might know or I might be able to help with, please leave it down below in the comments. Tell me, how did you find this? Did you find this video informative? Are you considering also a breast reduction? And yeah, let's communicate. Please comment down below, and also please like this video if it was informative, if it helped your life in any way. Please do like the video, it helps me a lot. Also, if you like my channel, I cover lifestyle, home life, mom vlogs, yeah, a little bit of everything, travel, this, that and the other. You get it when you get it on my channel. I cover my life basically, and I share it with you guys. So if you like me, or do you like the channel, or you like the content, please consider subscribing. I would like to reach a certain number of subscribers, at least by the end of the year. I have very few subscribers at the current moment, but they've recently been really coming, and I'm so excited for every one subscriber that I get. It just makes me feel like, okay, you're not killing yourself editing for hours for nothing. You're not just putting yourself out there for nothing. People can relate to you, and it is gonna be worth it in the end. So please subscribe, guys, if you like what I've just mentioned, and please like the video if you like the video. Also, I thank you so much for the new subscribers that I got, and thank you for anyone that's supporting the channel. Thank you for watching, thank you for sharing, thank you for being here with me and on my journey. And I will see you next time with the next vlog, or whatever else I want to. That being said, nice talking to you as always. I hope you have a blessed rest of your day or evening. God bless you. Lots of love. See you soon.